So before we start the video, I'd like to ask you guys to please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video, as it helps the channel grow. So, let's get into it. Alright, so the Bulls just took an L at home by the Phoenix Suns on national TV in a game that exposed plenty of their weaknesses. In this video, I'm going to talk about some of those weaknesses and some of the things they can do to be able to fix them. So, without further ado, let's get into it. What's up, guys? KT here, back at it with another video. Back at it with another Chicago Bulls video. The Chicago Bulls are in a struggle right now, and they're not playing very well. Too many games have slipped past them. They can't seem to beat certain teams, and there's some problems with their team right now. There are some big questions about their team right now and how legitimate they are in the Eastern Conference. So, the main problem right now for the Chicago Bulls is their defense. Their defense has taken a big step down from where it was early in the season. And part of that is because you're missing two very good defensive guards, but part of it is effort. You know, these past few games, the Bulls have not showed as much effort. At least their three stars have not showed all that much effort, and it's costing them. You know, the constant defensive rebounds, the lack of defending the pick and roll, the miscalculated rotations, the miscommunication on defense, the lack of hustle on rebounds and loose balls. You know, there's plenty of things that play into defensive effort, and the Bulls aren't showing that. They're having a hard time defending guards, defending the pick and roll, and their stars are not giving their big effort on defense. They're scoring, but they're not giving their big effort on defense. And to win championships, you need to be able to play defense. And now that teams have figured out that the Bulls cannot contain the pick and roll, they're going to keep running it. So mainly they need to fix that defense, and that mainly the defensive effort, because too many times they can have spot defensive possessions. What I mean by that is they can go on runs where they play good defense and then they go right back into bad habits. So they need to figure out what to do. I think that comes down to coaching with defensive effort and effort in general. Real quickly, the offense is the second problem. Is the offense. The offense in most games for the Chicago Bulls looks great in the first half. Once the second half hits, they go into one-on-one mode. It was not the case last night, as they were in one-on-one mode from the very first quarter, as it looked like the game was over in the very first quarter. So, too many times you see Levine, DeRozan bring up the ball, and they try to go run-on-one. They take turns taking shots. That never works in the NBA. That's too many times. That's what happens with Billy Donovan-led teams. Not to, say Billy Donovan is not a decent coach and all, but this is the same thing that happened in OKC a couple years ago with Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook. Those guys one or the other would take the ball up the court, and one or the other will take turns taking shots, and it worked for the majority of the season until the playoffs hit, and teams started to get used to that. And you know what? That's a common theme with Donovan-led teams, is the two stars are expected to take most of the shots, take turns taking shots, and then not play any defense. And as well, Donovan-led teams seem to slack off in defense as the year goes on. So, really, their offense has become stagnant. Vooch is not playing well. That's another thing. It's one thing to score. You know what? Scoring 43 against the Pacers really does nothing for your chances of legitimizing yourself in the Eastern Conference, because the Pacers had 6'4" guys playing center. The very next game, they went against Joel Embiid, and Vucevic struggled both on defense and offense. And last night, he struggled with DeAndre Ayton on both defense and offense. So the Suns and the Sixers kind of shut Vooch down these past few games, and really, that's where the offense should be coming from most nights. But he's really been inconsistent this year, and he's struggling. Most of the time, he's struggling to get his shot going. Most of the time, he's struggling on defense. So he's not playing very well. It can't be all on him since the guards are really being one-on-one and isolation oriented. But you're an all-star big man for a reason. He needs to start playing like an all-star big man against other quality competition. And that brings me to my last point, is that the Bulls need to start beating some of these high caliber teams. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, Milwaukee, Philly, Miami, Golden State, Phoenix, Memphis. What do all three teams have in common? The Bulls have not beat those teams at all this season. They have not beat Milwaukee, even though they've only played one time. They have not beat Miami. They have not beat. They can never seem to beat Philly, which seems to be their big Achilles heel, and especially that might be a problem because trade deadline is approaching, and the 76ers are looking to get James Harden, so that's going to make things even worse. They have not beat Memphis. They struggled with Phoenix last night. They got outclassed by Phoenix, and then they keep getting blown out by Golden State. These are the teams you're going to have to go through to get to where you want to be. You can't get to a finals appearance beating up on the Indiana Pacers, beating up on the Toronto Raptors. You can't get to the Eastern Conference Finals by beating up on lesser quality teams. Nobody really cares if you beat the Boston Celtics. Nobody really cares if you beat the Brooklyn Nets without Kyrie Irving. And the Brooklyn Nets have struggled as well. So their team's stock has went down a little bit. But really, those three main teams, especially in their own conference, those are the teams you're going to have to beat to be able to get to where you want to go, which is a finals championship. Not even to mention Cleveland. Cleveland has just gotten better with the Karis LeVert trade. And they got him for pennies, basically. Now, Rubio was having a good season, but, the ACL and all that. Indiana wants to rebuild, so they went ahead and flipped him to Cleveland, and they got better. Now they have somebody to fill that shooting guard slash small forward position. And he scored 40 against you. So the Bulls need to start beating some of these quality teams. They beat Cleveland twice. I will give them that. They beat Cleveland twice, but do people really think Cleveland is better than Philly, Milwaukee, Miami? Those are the three teams you need to beat. Not even to mention, if you get that far to the finals, you're going to have to start beating, because one of those three teams in the Western Conference are going to be in the finals. So the Bulls need to calm down, play with effort, and start beating some of these good teams, because those are the teams you're going to have to go through in the playoffs. You're not going to be playing Detroit. You're not going to be playing Orlando in the playoffs. You're going to be playing Philly, Milwaukee, Miami in the playoffs. So really, those are the three things the Bulls really need to fix. It's their offense, their defense, and their record against very elite teams. Now, trade deadline is coming up. I don't know if the Bulls are going to make any moves per se. I think they're just waiting to get healthy. Part of the reason they're struggling is because they are not healthy and they are not at full strength, but still some of the effort can be better on the Bulls' part. So I don't expect the Bulls to make any moves this trade deadline. I think they're trying to wait it out and see who's going to get healthy, who's coming back. And do we really want to break the roster up before everybody gets back and see what we have? So I don't expect them to make any moves, but they're going to have to fix some of that effort on that team, as it has not looked good these past few games. But that's the three things I think the Bulls need to fix. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you enjoy these type of videos, please consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that notification bell so you get notified every time I drop a new video. Follow me on social media, share this video with your friends, and like the video, of course. And I'm out. Peace.